Hey SEO friends, James Slattery here with another SEO video. Tonight we're going to talk about SEO billing, how I do it. Just a note that I do have a bunch of upcoming videos about Google Business Profiles, GMBs, and a bunch of audits. I'm looking for more interactivity, more comments, more likes, more shares, you name it. Start seeing that. We're going to start seeing even more videos. All right. So let's get into it. How I do billing. So I've been around SEO for about 25 years. I have evidence of doing a bunch of SEO for my own business and a couple of smaller businesses in 1997. I have figured out that that's when I started. I originally trained with Bruce Clay, who's considered the father of SEO. He was the first to coin the term. In the beginning, I charged one-off fees. Now, it was a different time, and there was a lot less changes in Google, so this kind of worked. But profit-wise, it was horrible. Basically, I was gigging. I was a high-priced Fiverr gigger, and I'd charge $5,000 or $7,000 for a job to do on-page and get people's sites ranked, etc. Get them backlinks, but in reality, there is no continuity, and it definitely didn't add any value to my business because they're one and done. Nowadays, definitely monthly, definitely automated. The reason why we do monthly is our work is ongoing. The reason why we do automated so that we're not on the chopping block. Now, I see a lot of people talking on Facebook about not getting paid, or this guy stiffed me for $10,000. That's insanity, and you brought that on yourself. Not getting prepaid for a big job and not being automated, it's insanity nowadays. It's way too easy to be automated, and that's where the money is in automating the payments. When you're not automated and you're looking for a check every month, every time they write that check, you're on the chopping block. They're thinking about getting rid of you, whether you know it or not. And you don't want that scenario. You want to be automated so that it flies under the radar for most businesses. And as long as you're providing value and making the phones ring, they're going to keep you on forever. That's the secret to, keeping people on forever is get them ranked, keep them ranked, and have the payment automated. So as far as the automation, I use PayPal. I hate Stripe, and customers trust PayPal, plain and simple. I don't like Stripe's method for billing. I don't like their methods for cancellation, and neither do customers. That's been my experience. I use PayPal. I've never had a problem. I know people have had problems. I think a lot of the problems that people have had is they've left too much money in PayPal. They're not my bank. I don't leave money in PayPal. Once money goes into PayPal, it pretty quickly comes out of PayPal, unless I leave it in there to buy software or tools. But, that's a small amount. So the way I do PayPal automated billing is I create buttons on pages. Now, it's not a drop-down amount. Every page is a set amount. So you have pages like this, $800 goes to my website /Apple. All the pages are named, after fruit. Now, these are not the exact pages on my site. They are similar to something like this, but basically each page has a pre-made form on the website for sign up with a PayPal button. All the page names are easily spoken. I always have this chart with me, either on my phone or printed in my, somewhere on a wall, whatever. I always have this list available to me. So when a client calls up and they want, SEO, and, I've met with them already, and they're like, oh, how do I sign up for, the $2,400 a month? Well, you go to mywebsite.com/melon. And they remember it because it's oddball, and there is a reasoning for this. It's no reasoning for using fruit, but there is a reasoning for having simple words and one page per pricing point. So on those pages, I also have terms and conditions. I don't have contracts. Contracts are for suckers. Most of the people that I deal with are attorneys. They would tear through a contract. They would laugh at it. Basically, the terms and conditions that I have on there so that they can be referenced back in the future are cancellation. They do it on their own. They don't get the chance to tell me, clean out your desk, you're fired. They just go on to PayPal and they quit they cancel the payment on PayPal, the subscribe payment, and I get a notification and we're no longer doing work for them. Removals. We don't do removals. We build way too many links to clients to do removals. I'm not keeping usernames, passwords, everything for every single link that I've built and undoing them for any reason. Misspellings, whatever, I'm not doing removals. And refunds, it's advertising. We don't give refunds. Now, if you look at this list, we'll go to the next screen and we'll see how that changes. So $800 a month for Apple, right? Sorry. One more screen before we get to that. Have a price in mind. So when I go and I sit down with a client and I know that they're probably going to be a $2,400 a month client, I stick to it. I can't do $2,200 or $2,000 because it doesn't exist. No page, no price. I'm not going to create a new page for one client, even though obviously it monetarily makes sense, but negotiating wise it doesn't. $2,400 is a pricing point, $3,000 is a pricing point, and $1,600 is a pricing point. $2,200 and $2,000 aren't, and those gaps are your profits. So backing off of your established price, that's your profit. So that you'd be giving away if you backed off. Oh, what about $2,000? We don't offer $2,000. And you're not a $1,600 a month client. You're going to require too much work to try to do your work for $1,600 a month, $2,400. So now if we go back to this screen and we look to see Apple is $800. Now we fast forward. A few months later, seasonality hits. Now, a lot of the businesses that we do, home improvement type stuff, any outdoors type stuff, the guys try to cancel when the weather starts to get cold and then resume when the weather gets hot. And basically, I recycle the keywords down, the page names down, and now Apple is a $1,200 page. So a contractor that came on at $800 a month canceled when the weather started to get cold and tries to resume when the weather is nice again. When he uses the URL that he was originally given, he signs on for a $1,200 a month package. If he calls me, I tell him, yeah, that package is now $1,200. If you stayed on, you would have been on at $800. So you didn't benefit. You probably lost ranking because you canceled, and we have to resume. We have to put things back where they were. We have to, fix your rankings. We have to get you new links to build you back up, etc. We have to do new engagement. So, it's not beneficial to them to cancel. And if they do cancel and resume, it's going to cost them. So this is extremely important, especially if you're working with outdoors contractors or any seasonality business. Seasonally, move your pages. Lastly, I have a great video coming up called Niching and Ditching, where I expand on this concept on both billing and clients leaving and operating in one niche and the benefits of operating in one industry. They're numerous, they're awesome, they're super powerful. That's going to be a great video. I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to the audits. I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to the Google My Business ranking and optimization stuff. I have a lot of cool stuff on that nobody's touching out there that I've seen. And let me know how you do SEO billing. I'm curious to hear what you think of my system. I'm curious to hear how you're doing things. And as always, share, comment, subscribe, like. Let me know how I'm doing. Thanks. Appreciate your help.